Hello, everyone. News Channel 3, Chief Meteorologist Keith Thompson here with a Facebook and YouTube live weather update for you. Hope everyone is enjoying their Tuesday evening. It's a bit foggy out there, to be sure, but I hope you had a good day today. Sort of cloudy, sort of dreary. We do have that dense fog advisory. I'll get into that coming up in just a few moments. You see what we have on the agenda here? It's really pretty quiet weather, and I got to say, considering that about a week and a half ago, it was very active. That's when we were in the midst of that Arctic blast, on the heels, of course, of that very cold shot of air that came with that big winter storm. Now, by contrast, our weather is trending warmer, and it's going to continue to do that for the next several days. And it's going to also be relatively quiet. Of course, the big question, will we see some sunshine? And I think the big answer is yes. We're going to have to be patient, but I do think we're going to get rewarded here coming up. Hello to you, Chris and Gwen. Thank you so much to both of you for being here. Kathy and Sturgis, chilly and foggy. Yeah, I was just outside, and it's just sort of cold, even though I know it's not cold. Look, 2 weeks ago right now, the temperature was in the teens or even single digits with wind chills well below zero. Now, that was cold. Right now it's about 35 degrees, but it just feels different out there for some reason. There's no science to that, by the way. Mike, happy Taco Tuesday. Thanks for checking in. And Marty from a warm Denver. Well, you know what? That's where we're trending too. So there must be some kind of link there, right? Because I know a couple of weeks ago when we were so cold, you were cold there as well. Warmer days ahead, Greg. You're right. And I did, as you saw in the photo there, that picture that I posted from Yost at the Michigan-Wisconsin hockey game last Friday. I had never been to Yost Arena. It's a great place to watch hockey, and enjoyed the game quite a bit. Michigan, of course, took care of business against what was then number 3 ranked Wisconsin. Howdy from Hastings, Jennifer. That sort of sounds like it could be like a sitcom or something, right? Thank you for checking in. Connie, hello to you. Nice weather, please. Let's see what we can get. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on. You see what's on the agenda here? I'm going to back myself out here just a little bit. There we go. Foggy forecast, of course, that's what it's all about tonight and tomorrow morning, is we're looking for that fog to continue. But we are going to continue warming up. As I'll show you in the 7-day forecast, a bit of a preview. If you follow me on Facebook, if you follow my page there, WWMT's Keith Thompson, some of you are already watching it on my page. Others are watching on the News Channel 3 page. Then you'll see on the 7-day forecast that we have 7 days of temps in the 40s for highs, and that is well above what is average for this time of year. So we say bye-bye to the permacloud, which today is either day 9 or day 10. Let me count it up here real quick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. This is our 9th. Today is our 9th straight day with overcast conditions. Tomorrow we'll make it 10. Jeanette from a foggy Coldwater. We're going to check into Coldwater here in just a bit with the camera there to show you what it's like. So today is 9 straight. Tomorrow will be 10 straight. Thursday is going to be a little bit iffy. But get this. Here's another little weather factoid. Cody, foggy by the airport in GR today. Yeah, all day today. The visibility was near zero for this afternoon and this evening there at the GR airport, Cody. Thanks for that update. Deb, hello to you in Battle Creek. Thanks for checking in. By the way, so today is overcast. Tomorrow will be overcast. That's going to give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 out of 31 days this month have been overcast. That's pretty sad. But that's the way it is around here in the winter, right? Hickory Corners in the house. Debbie, thanks. Karen, how are they going to have the ice sculpture in Holland? Well, they're going to have to be creative, I guess, right? Because it is going to be warmer over the weekend. No, I just actually talked to meteorologist Colin Rogers, who was just in the office because he's working on an Exploring West Michigan or an Exploring Michigan package. And he was doing something with the Winter Fest up in GR and talking about ice sculptures there. And, of course, we've got the big ice with the Winter Festival going on and the Ice Festival in South Haven this coming weekend. It's going to be tough. They're going to be melting. But, hopefully right after they get them carved, they'll be up for a few hours anyway before they start to melt. Sherry in Belleville, hello to you. Keith oh, that's me. Good evening, Keith. Thanks. Corrine, sorry. In Marshall, hello, Shannon. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I hope you have a good evening as well. I did have a couple of days off, so I haven't been on here since last Thursday. Any more snowstorms in the coming month? Well, that's too far to go out, but it's going to be a while. We're looking warmer here for the next several days, and I'll get back to that. Caitlin, thanks for asking. That's a good question. Linda, hello to you. Thanks for checking in. And vitamin D, you need some vitamin D. I got you. That's for sure. That's for sure. And fishing. Well, fishing, just not ice fishing, right? Marcia, hello to you. Thanks for checking in. Jonathan, Hudsonville. Always appreciate seeing you here, Jonathan. Thank you so much. And Cal, I appreciate that. Thank you. And thank you for the emojis there. Thank you so much. All right. Warmest weekend. What do I mean by that? Well, we're going to wait. This camera will pop in. I always have a hard time when I go from a graphic to the camera. And then, but we've got some time here, so we'll let it take its time. I do believe that it will eventually, knock on wood, pop in. Anyway, the warmest weekend that we've had, there it is, in quite some time. I mean, we're talking about a weekend with highs in the 40s with sunshine. We haven't had anything like that in a little while. Coldwater, there we go, I-69 live highway camera. I know that you're like, wait a minute, I can't see the highway. And you're right, because the fog is pretty dense there. But at least you can see, if you want to make out what that is, the one lighted sign there is Hampton Inn, and the other lighted sign is Goodwill. So that's what you can see. So there's a hotel down there, and there's a little shopping center down there. On the other side of that is where the highway is, and every now and then you can faintly pick out some headlights going through. My day was great. Thanks very much, Rocky. And no snow this week. Another week of non-snow. It's just another week with no snow. Mark, El Nino in full effect with the warmer weather. You're right. And, really by and large for this winter, right, that's what we've been seeing. We had that break, an 8-day break for the winter storm and the Arctic chill that followed, and that's it. Outside of that, and then, of course, we had the Halloween snow. But other than that, we really haven't had very much. No ice fishing. Yeah, stay off the ice for sure. Glenn, hello to you. Maria. I am doing well. Thank you very much. Wendy, hello to you in Battle Creek. John in Manistee, 36 degrees in Manistee. And here we are in late January, and almost all your snow's gone. Now, that's weird. Jason and Constantine, thanks. Dan, Foggy, and Tustin, thanks for checking in. 40. That's crazy, too. Tammy, not a good night to DoorDash. Too foggy to see house numbers. Be very safe out there, Tammy. Be very careful. Kim says 1 day closer to summer. Here's our Peregrine Tower camera. And I will say now, the Coldwater view hasn't changed all evening, all afternoon even. I've been watching it. And the fog has stayed thick. But I will tell you this, the downtown Kalamazoo, our Peregrine Tower camera, looking to the north here on the mall. Now, the visibility is going down here. So the visibility is getting a little bit more restricted here. South Monterey, Vicky, thanks for checking in. I appreciate that very much. Hello to you, Kim. Hello as well. And here's our visibility stats. Grand Rapids is up to a half mile. It was a lot lower than that for much of the day. Charlotte right now along I-69 is 0. I-69 is tough sledding out there. Look at that. Coldwater at a half mile. We saw the camera. Marshall at a half mile. Charlotte is at 0. Lansing is at about a quarter of a mile. The same in Battle Creek. You see the numbers, and you see where it's really dense out there. So keep in mind this dense fog advisory, which is for almost all of us. Northern Indiana, which has, by the way, the jurisdiction for advisories and warnings for Berrien, Branch, St. Joe, Cass, Hillsdale counties, has decided this time not to go with the dense fog advisory. That may change. And by the way, that doesn't mean that you won't have some patchy dense fog, as we saw the numbers there. So just keep that in mind. But that dense fog advisory goes through 9 a.m., and that is for the counties shaded in gray, a quarter-mile visibility or less. Remember to keep those low beam headlights going when you're out on the road. Cal, do I think spring will arrive on time this year? I got to tell you, I think that we might have a little bit of a delayed spring, but that's very iffy. I will say this, I think this warmer pattern is going to be sticking around for a while. And again, that is pretty much textbook strong El Nino, which is what we're in, a strong El Nino. Trenton, hello to you. Thanks for checking in. Sarah, hello. Cooper Township in the house. My evening is going well, thanks. I hope yours is too. Robert, hello from Hartford. Thank you. Thanks for that. Heart of Van Buren County. we're one day closer to retirement. Some closer than others, right? Right? All right, so let's move on here. We got our dense fog advisory. Let's cruise on and see what we got. Temperatures, at least we don't have to worry about sub-freezing air. I know, Marshall, you're at 32 right now, but what I mean by that is that we're not having a huge problem with any icing on the roads, and I don't think we will. Some slick spots, not out of the question for tomorrow morning. Keep that in mind. And the dense fog tomorrow. Keep that in mind. Give yourself a little extra time. Just go ahead and pack away an extra 5 or 10 minutes when you head out the door. Leave a little bit earlier so that you can be safe. Because I think that, it's not going to be like sunny and 50, and it's got smooth, dry roads. You're clear and you're good to go. So just keep that in mind. Carla, misty rain in West Portage. That pretty much is the story, I think, area-wide. Hey, Julia, I see you there with Jason. Thank you very much for checking in. I see your tweets, by the way, from time to time. I know you're doing great work there in Milwaukee. And hello to you and Jason, both of you. Thanks for checking in. Julia Fellow, by the way, she says they're former Battle Creek Bureau reporter. Great reporter for us here at News Channel 3 and is over at TMJ in Milwaukee. I'm pretty sure that's right. I think you're at TMJ. So thanks very much. And by the way, her husband, Jason Klappa, was a photog for us at News Channel 3 as well. Thanks for checking in. And I hope things are going well for you on the other side of the lake. And good reporting, by the way. I've seen some of the stories over there. Good work. Thanks for being here. Mike, going to be nice to have a warm-up this weekend. Yeah, wait till you see the weekend forecast, everybody. You're going to love it. Chris, 36 in Almena Township. And you know what? You're not out there in the big orange truck. So that's good. Sherry, thank you. Thanks for the thanks. Mario, hello to you. Always good to see you. Okay, good. Julia, thanks. I got that right. Like I said, I see your reports from time to time, mainly on Twitter when I catch up on Twitter. So thanks for checking in. I appreciate it. And best to you and Jason. Tell them hello. And by the way, we're always in need of reporters and photographers if you ever want to come back to this side of the lake. All right, let's move on here to our live Doppler radar. We're pretty quiet. Only icing I like is when it's on a cake or some other kind of pastry. Jason, I like that idea. We'll have to go with that. And that's about all we're going to be seeing for a while. We're quiet on live Doppler radar, so let's just jet ahead. You see we got a little light rain there in northwest Indiana. We do have mist over west Michigan, but that's about it. This is going to be a little bit faster, a little bit quicker than the ones that I normally do. A little bit of a shorty. Marsha, thanks for being here, and I hope you have a great evening too. I'm always happy to see you here, Marsha. Hello to you, and hello to your better half. I won't call him your better half. Just tell me he's the other half. Chris, in the process of fixing miles of cable rail. That cable rail took a beating, right, when we had our Arctic outbreak there. So I'm sure that is like a never-ending job. Sarah, reminder to use the headlights. Yes, even in the daytime, of course, when it's this foggy out. Please do that. Keep them on the low beams day and night. Shirley, let's see. Gail, hello to you. Portage checking in. Shirley, hello to you as well. There's the 7-day. And look at this. I noted this on my Facebook page and put it on Twitter. As long as I'm giving plugs to my social media pages, Threads and Instagram too. This is a 7-day forecast with 7 days with highs in the 40s. You see how that compares to the average high, which is 31. We're talking low to mid 40s, and Saturday even 47 with sunshine. This weekend is going to be a weekend weather-wise like we haven't had in quite a long time. Christina, hello to you. Watching from Matawan. I hope you have a great night as well. Thank you very much. And thanks for being here. Joanne, it is the January fall, but this is going to go into February. Hey, because remember, what is the first is going to be Thursday, is the 1st of February. So we're going to go into February even in the 40s. And no folks are starting yet. Ron, I don't know what's up with the Marshall camera. Believe me, it is frustrating me greatly. It is out right now, and I don't know why. So I got to figure that out. Happy to see the sun and warmer temps, Christina. I think folks are going to be going like nuts coming up here over the weekend. It's going to be so nice compared to what we've had lately. It is, Jason. You're right about that. I agree with that. Let me look ahead and see if we've got any big changes. I already know the answer to this, but I want to make sure. We are going to stay unseasonably warm. It doesn't mean warm as in you're going to go out in short sleeves, but we're going to be several degrees warmer than average. I think all the way until, the way it looks right now, and you know how I feel, I don't like going out past 7 days. But right now, if we were to go out that far, there is no change substantially in the temperatures for about another week and a half. I mean, we're talking about maybe February the 10th or the 11th. Now, that could change, but right now it looks like we're going to continue to be warmer than average, certainly warmer than average, all the way until about the middle of the second week of February. This is the 30th, so we have about 11 more days of warmer than average temperatures, and you see 7 of them right there on the 7-day forecast, right? Below freezing reports. Chad, I think we're going to be right at about freezing. I don't think that we're going to get cold enough to cause big problems. So that's something to keep in mind. But the fog combined with the potential for some slit spots, even though I don't think there'll be many, means give yourself a little extra time tomorrow morning. I think the biggest weather issue, though, for tomorrow morning's commute is going to be the fog that's out there. Nice weather. You're liking it, Sharon. All right. Rocky says, I love that 7-day, no snow in sight. You know, I don't make any value judgments on that because I know that we have a lot of skiers and snowmobilers, and boy, those snowmobilers were all out 2 weeks ago when it was so cold and snowy, but not so much right now. Let's see, Ashley on the 24th, too far out. I can't go out far out, Ashley. But stay with me, and when we get to about the 10th, 11th, 12th-ish, I'll start to give you an idea. And then once we get to about the 17th, 18th, then we'll start talking serious about what it's going to be like. Let's see. Is it Brene? I hope so. I hope I got that right. Hello to you. Diane, thank you very much for that. Thank you. Be safe out there. From East Leroy. Diane from East Leroy. Thank you so much. Sandy's here driving to Chicago on February 16th. I'm sure there'll be a blizzard. It's too far out right now to say. It's too far out to say, Sandy. But you know what? Stay with me and give me a chance as you get closer to that date, and we'll answer that question. Janet, thanks for being here. Loving the warmer weather. I totally understand that one. Tammy, Snowmo auction in Bronson this Saturday. All right. Tyler, the root beer stand is opening on the 12th. Really? Okay. Jumping the gun a little bit for me, but okay, I get it. February overall looks like it's going to be warmer than average, but I wouldn't be surprised if we start having a little more snow toward the end of the month. But right now I can't really speak to that. I mean, the El Nino overall pattern is for us to stay warmer than average and with not as much snow as we typically have. But we took a detour from that overall pattern for about 8 to 10 days, right, a week and a half ago, when we had that winter storm with the Arctic blast. Remember, we can still have a warmer than average winter with less than average snowfall, but we have spots in the middle of that where it gets cold and snowy for several days. That's what happened a week and a half, 2 weeks ago. But now we're back to what I would call our regularly scheduled El Nino programming, which is warmer than average temperatures. I hope that answered it, Marcia, for you. Birthday party that weekend, Ashley. We'll cross our fingers and toes. That's about all we can do right now. But stay with me and keep reminding me of that date. And as we get closer to it, I'll do that. Thanks very much, Jason. That's high praise, and I really mean that. Thank you very much. Let's see, Chad, snowmobiles will be cheap. I guess so, right? Because now I'm sure they're probably trying to get rid of them, the folks who are selling them. Sandy, you hope there was a blizzard. It's winter. I hate summer. Well, that is definitely a faction that has some supporters. I'll give you that. All right, everybody, I'm going to skate on out of here. I know that, this is not really short. We're on 18 minutes here. You're very welcome, Timmy. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. But there just isn't much to talk about, fog, and that's about it. But looking forward to that weekend forecast with those warmer temperatures for sure. As I said, at 6 o'clock tonight, that's like barbecue weather. That's like cooking out weather, especially compared to what we were looking at a couple of weeks ago. All right, everybody, thanks again for checking in and for being here from our digital studio for this Facebook and YouTube live updates. Julia, thank you so much for checking in. And hello again to you and Jason there in Milwaukee. If you're still here, thanks very much. You check in anytime, by the way. I'm here every night, Monday through Friday at 9 o'clock. I'd love to see you here. Don't forget, I'm also on Twitter and Instagram and Threads at Weatherman Keith. That's at Weatherman Keith, all lowercase, all one word. And of course, I'm on WWMT's Keith Thompson as well. Jeff Porter's here bright and early in the morning. He's got your fog and visibility update starting at 4:30 with live reports all the way till 9 o'clock. He's got you again at noon. I'll pick you back up at 5:30, and 6 tomorrow evening. We'll do another Facebook Live tomorrow night at 9 o'clock from here in the digital studio. Also, remember, I'm live at 10 o'clock tonight on ARC West Michigan and at 11 on News Channel 3. Elise, hello to you. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it very much. And Jeanette, thanks for the thanks. Deborah, you're very welcome. Thank you so much for that. And thank you for the thanks, Debbie. Same to you, Christina. I appreciate that very much. And Jason, same to you. Hey, Maritza, good to see you. Loving the sunny weekend. I think you're really going to love it. Good night to you, Diane. Thank you for being here again. I appreciate it very much. And Deb, do I think we're going to get one more snowstorm? I do. Before we talk about winter being over, remember, we're still in late January. And yeah, I do. I think that we still have, maybe even a couple of more winter storms. But it's all speculative right now. It's all speculative. We're still really short on the snow. So I do believe that we're going to make up some of that ground, maybe not all of it. Remember, our winter forecast for snow overall, I think, was 51 to 57, 51 to 56 inches, something like that, 50 to 56. I'll have to go back and check it. And so we're still way short of even that. But I think we'll make a run at it with some more winter storms a little bit later on. Need a cable rail report. We'll have to get that from you, Chris. A cable rail report. I know they took, like I said, they took a beating in that winter weather that we had with all those cars and trucks going into the median there. By the way, Chris is our MDOT driver in the big orange truck, but when they're not driving the big orange truck, they're fixing the cables on the interstate that are in the median there, specifically for Chris there for I-94. And that's good work too. Dan, good evening to you. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. Kylie, hey, hello to you and your little one. I appreciate that. And George, I love those glasses. Don't take them off because then you'll see that I'm not a young man. But I appreciate it very much. And thanks for checking in, by the way, from Dowling. I appreciate that too. Jason, I'll take this over tornadic thunderstorms any day of the week. But we've got severe weather season coming up. By the way, I'll let you know more about this. We're going to be working on a weather special. Taking a look at our spring summer forecast, which will also look at some severe weather too. That's still a little ways down the road, but something to keep a bug in your ear about until spring break. Well, it depends on where you are. I know spring break, I think, is in last week of March, first week of April. So we've got about 2 months to go for the public schools anyway. You can see a frigid March. Chad, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I don't know. That's still too far out there. I don't see anything right now that would indicate that. But again, I don't think we're going to stay this much warmer than average, what you see in the 7-day. That's not sustainable. I don't believe anyway, all the way through March, let's say. So I do think that we still have some more cold air and some storms. A frigid March, meaning like the entire month, I don't see that. I don't see that happening. But again, we'll see. We're still a month out from that. Sue, good evening to you too. Thank you so much. And Carol, thanks for checking in from Sturgis. All right, everybody, if I don't see you at 10 or 11 o'clock tonight, I'll catch up with you tomorrow. Don't forget our website, WWMT.com/weather, and our free weather app. Really comes in handy. You can track the visibility on it as well. That's free in your app store. Just look up WWMT weather. Hey, we've made it to hump day, right? Tomorrow's hump day, so let's get some good rest. Hit it hard. By the time we talk tomorrow night, we'll be on the downside, headed for another weekend. Good night, everybody, and thanks for being here.